But let's be real, he's put a lot of guys in the NFL, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and he's won a lot of games. He just has not been able to beat those big teams, and quite frankly, that's why Ryan Day was on the hot seat last year, right? Because he couldn't beat his rival, he couldn't get over the hump, but obviously he did that. So I think this is really interesting. As for James Franklin, I really have no idea where he's going to end up. He certainly will get hired. I think he will get another chance, and I think he should, to be honest. I think sometimes in a case like this, sometimes just a fresh start is needed. I mean, especially nobody expected them to lose 3 games in a row. I mean, once they lost that Oregon game, and then once they lost to UCLA, it kind of felt like it was done. It was done. But then losing to Northwestern at home, I know Aller got hurt, but like, yeah, that's about as rock bottom as it gets for a team like Penn State. But yeah, I was more shocked than anything, to be honest. I'm not normally a fan of firing coaches mid-season, but I think for this, a change was just kind of needed.
The fascinating thing about James Franklin's contract is that in the wording of it, he is required to get another job. The point is, if the job makes less than $8 million a year, which is what he would have made at Penn State is only responsible to split the difference or whatever's left and pay it. So let's say he goes into TV, makes $4 million. Penn State's only responsible to pay him the other $4 million. So James Franklin's kind of capped at $8 million altogether. But if that were not to happen, you brought up a good point about Drew, where the longer he's away and he's, doing his own thing and you're not actually watching him play, it actually could elevate his stock because you've mentioned he's kind of like the prototypical 5 tool quarterback in the NFL. He's got all the skills and traits and the physique as well, but he hasn't been able to put it all on display. So this might actually be somewhat of a blessing in disguise for Drew Aller, despite these season-ending injury, because he could actually elevate his draft stock and raise it if he's able to rehab and get back for the combine and get away from this whole Penn State debacle that has now happened over the last month.
Yeah, and I think Aller was kind of in the same boat as James Franklin. To really put Aller as that clear cut, top quarterback in the nation, he kind of needed that signature win, and I mean that was the reason. I think that's part of the reason why he came back. Was to go and win a national championship.